How's everybody doing today? This is Corey Lee's Boxing, and we are back with another banger. Let's go. All right. And on this live stream, you guys, we're going to be talking about Canelo Alvarez, you guys, and possible current champion, in a different weight class, but challenger, okay? In Canelo's weight class, which is Terrence Bud Crawford. Okay, he would be going into that fight as a challenger. But not only that, he'll be going in there. I feel like he'll be going in there as a slight underdog. Um, Being that Canelo's bigger than him, some would say stronger than him, and some would say smarter than actually Crawford, to be honest. Um, but it is a very intriguing fight because the more you think about it, the more you got to ask yourself, can Crawford do what's already really been done already? Okay? Which was, you know, Floyd Mayweather outboxing Canelo Alvarez, a younger Canelo Alvarez, but outboxing Canelo Alvarez for 12 full rounds. So we've seen that done with Floyd Mayweather, beating Canelo, a younger Canelo. And right now, Canelo versus, Crawford is intriguing because Crawford is still older than Canelo Alvarez, okay, by, 2 years. And, Crawford is 35 right now. Canelo is 33 right now. And listen, man, it's an awesome, awesome fight. You guys know that Canelo's gonna be bigger in this fight. But it's not like Crawford isn't, and Crawford is 36 right now, you guys. So Crawford is 36. He was born in September 28th, 1987. So and how many years does, Terrence Crawford want to fight? That's another thing you got to ask yourself. I feel like Terrence Crawford's kind of on the. I'm not saying he's fully all the way on the way out, but I mean, he's definitely, kind of he's on the way out. Straight up. I mean, I believe he still has some other fights left, but you know, I just feel like right now he could fight Canelo Alvarez. I mean, Terrence Crawford could fight Canelo Alvarez, but we'll see. Right now, Canelo Alvarez is 33 years old. He was born in July 18th, 1990. Okay. 1990. So he's actually 30, still 33 years old, man. Canelo Alvarez, man, still 33 years old. Only 33. I mean, you guys got to understand, this dude was fighting Floyd Mayweather in his 20s, early 20s. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's wild. That just shows you how good Canelo Alvarez really is. He's fighting Floyd Mayweather, at that age. You know, and now look at him. He's pretty much, since the Floyd Mayweather's fight, he's gotten all wins. He's only had one draw and one loss, since Floyd Mayweather. And they fought, I believe, 10 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. I'll be able to tell you right now because that's a good fun fact, when did they fight? And and so forth. So it went down in September 14th, 2013, you guys. So Canelo Alvarez was 20, I believe he was 22 years old. That would have been, he's 33 now. That would have been, you know, minus 11 years. So 22 years old. Wow. He would have been between 22 and 23. Um, that's still unbelievable. Can you guys imagine even fighting an aged, you know, Floyd Mayweather Jr. I mean, even an aged Floyd Mayweather Jr. is still a tough out for anybody, and Canelo Alvarez actually, fought him at, the tender age of 22 to 23 years old. Obviously, some of the scorecards were, a little bit, wild because one of the judges had it 114 a draw. Then another score had it 116, 112. Another judge had it 117, 111. A lot was said about the 114 because I didn't think it was that close as a draw. Even if I gave Canelo Alvarez, one or two of the close rounds, I feel like he still didn't. I just feel like he didn't do enough. I think some was inexperienced, some was just, fighting at a different level, man. When you're fighting at that level of a Floyd Money Mayweather, Canelo Alvarez fought nobody remotely close to Floyd Mayweather leading up into that for him to gauge what it would feel like to face a guy like Money Mayweather. And that was Floyd Mayweather, towards the end of his career, and when you fighting guys like that towards the end of your career, they know the ins and outs. He was a cagey veteran, an undefeated veteran, and Floyd Mayweather, I don't believe would have took that fight if he knew he was gonna lose or if he had doubt he was gonna lose. I knew he knew in his heart of hearts that he could outbox Canelo Alvarez, and that's why he took that fight. And Terrence Crawford right now, in his heart of hearts, he's thinking that he can outbox Canelo Alvarez. The blueprint is already there. Facts. The blueprint is already there, you guys. Facts. So, let's not just say we haven't been down this road before. Let's just say Canelo Alvarez has never, you know, been in there with a guy like Crawford, because he has been in there with a guy like Crawford. He's been in there with a guy named Floyd Money Mayweather. When you're in there with a guy that's that smart, that and is a superior boxer, and just top shelf, top level, boxing with Floyd Mayweather and Terrence Crawford. When you have two guys like that, you're dealing with greatness, and with Canelo Alvarez, you're dealing with greatness as well. But there's levels to this, and Terrence Crawford is trying to push himself to a level that some would say that he's reaching. This might be Terrence Crawford biting off more than he can chew. And I've heard people say that. Terrence Crawford is too small to be fighting Canelo Alvarez. If you look at Canelo Alvarez's, size and frame. But to me, he Canelo Alvarez is a small 168 pounder. And Canelo Alvarez is a small one. I feel like I'm not gonna say he's a small 160 pounder, but he's a small 168 pounder because when he fought Callum Smith looked so much bigger than him, man. You know, and I just feel like he's gonna be bigger than Terrence Crawford, but how much bigger? And I would love to see the size comparison between both of those guys. Mano y mano. Because I think Terrence Crawford is solid for 147 or 154. Um, but 168, that might be a little bit too much that Terrence Crawford can handle. I'm gonna be honest. If I was a betting man, depending on the odds, if it was Terrence Crawford plus 300, 400, 500, if the odds were that good for that fight, I would put some money on Terrence Crawford. Yes, the fuck I will. You know what I'm saying? Because you guys gotta understand, man. Terrence Crawford is a bad matchup for anybody. From 160 on down, 168 on down. Obviously, we wouldn't see Terrence Crawford fighting a guy like David Benavidez. I think that'd be biting off a hell of a lot more than you can chew. Being that David Benavidez is busting out the seams. I mean, he's from what I'm hearing, he's barely making 168. And 175 is going to be the move in the near future. And so, with that being said, I feel like he's a different 168 pounder. Canelo, he can make the weight comfortably. Canelo Alvarez, I feel like, can still make 160 comfortably. And it's just too, I don't believe it's too much of a reach from Terrence Crawford aspect, from him, looking at possible opponents and possible champions to fight. And I feel like, you can fight a Jerron Boots Ennis and get nowhere near the Canelo Alvarez money, or fight Canelo Alvarez and get Canelo Alvarez money. So, it to me, and if you're in Terrence Crawford's position and you still really want to fight, you test yourself. I feel like Terrence Crawford would get a lot more recognition if he were to beat Canelo Alvarez than Jerron Boots Ennis. If I were to compare those two guys, Jerron Boots Ennis is an awesome, awesome, awesome fighter. Um, but we as fight fans, we want to see him in there tougher. We want to see him in there with, name fighters. Keith Thurman, you know what I'm saying? Earl Spence, you guys, you know, top tier guys, guys that, you know, we think that could possibly, see if Sean Porter was still fighting Sean Porter. But it's a whole lot of different welterweights coming through the ranks now. So, you know, it's gonna be a new crop of talent, man. You know. Um you got Speedy Ellis, he took an L. But we've yet to see him back yet. Well, I haven't seen him back yet. Since taking that L. I know if he was able to win that fight, I feel like he was gonna get the Jerron Boots in his fight next. He was not able to win that fight. Um, and yeah, man. So as far as Terrence Crawford goes, why not fight Canelo Alvarez? Everybody's telling you to fight Canelo. Everybody's telling you to fight. Well, nobody's really telling you to fight Canelo. Everybody's telling you to fight Jerron Boots Ennis. But when you want to be in a financial position to set your kids up, then you fight Canelo Alvarez. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to get any of that type of money fighting Jerron Boots Ennis. I mean, let's just be honest. And these are prize fighters. These are prize fighters. These are not guys that are fighting in the amateurs and fighting for guts and glory. These guys are prize fighters. So they want to get paid. They want their compensation to be maximum. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we got to see. We got to see, can Terrence Crawford, you know, crack the Da Vinci Code in Canelo Alvarez? Because we already seen Terrence Crawford crack one Da Vinci Code, you know. And his name, if you guys are looking on the screen right now, his name is Earl the Truth Spence Jr. And it's one of those things, man, like Terrence Crawford did a lot in that fight, man. He did a lot. He showed that he was really coming to fight. He showed that he was trying to be first in every aspect of the fight. And he showed a lot of fans out there that were doubting him that he's numero uno at welterweight. You know what I'm saying? So it's like he proved to the fans and to even got fans that weren't too into, Terrence Bud Crawford. He showed them like, look, man, I'm better than your boy. You know, I'm better than, Texas native Earl the True Spence. I know a lot of Texas guys and a lot of, fans in general put a lot of money on, you know, Earl Spence beating Terrence Crawford. And some say he was going to stop Terrence Crawford. You know, when you talk about Earl Spence fans and you talk about Terrence Crawford fans, a lot of Earl Spence fans were saying that, Earl Spence was going to stop Terrence Crawford, not Crawford stopping Spence. I didn't hear a whole lot of that. As you guys all know, I picked Terrence Crawford to win that fight. But I knew it wasn't going to be easy. And to be honest with you, it looked a lot more easier than I expected. I expected for Terrence Crawford to struggle some in this fight with, Spence's movement, but I eventually thought he would, figure him out. But I feel like Terrence Crawford figured Earl Spence out from the beginning, man. And it showed, man, that, you know, you can't play boxing. You can play basketball, you can play football, you can even play volleyball. Fuck it, man. If you're really feeling froggy, go play golf. But you do not, under any circumstances, play boxing. It just doesn't happen like that. It just doesn't go down like that. It's just something that you don't do, because if you do that, you can get seriously, and I mean seriously, injured. You know what I'm saying? And we seen Terrence Crawford possibly take some years off of Earl Spence's fighting life. And look at what we're seeing out of look at what we're seeing out of Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury. You had 3 of those fights, okay? And now Wilder's losing to guys like Joseph Parker, no problem. Landslide, you know, wasn't even really close, to be honest. Joseph Parker, won a lot of those rounds. And very, very little output, and I think you got to think that Tyson Fury has something to do with that. Fighting Tyson Fury 3 times is a handful, to say the least. And fighting Terrence Crawford is a handful at welterweight, to say the least. You know what I'm saying? So when you guys talk about fighters that have been in career-defining fights, this is a career-defining fight for Earl Spence, for Terrence Bud Crawford. And Terrence Bud Crawford won the first fight. Period. And now Terrence Bud Crawford could elect to, fight Earl Spence Jr. next, or he could possibly elect and work out a deal with Al Heyman and fight Canelo Alvarez next. I mean, a lot of people are saying Jamal Charlo is going to fight Canelo Alvarez next. And, that possibly could be signed, or, possibly couldn't. I haven't seen any paperwork for that fight yet. yeah, we can see PBC going that route, but I haven't seen. Smash that like button as soon as you guys come in, y'all. As soon as you guys come in, let's get these likes up. Smash that like button. Smash the hell out of that like button. And yeah, but I haven't seen any paperwork, any documentation stating that Jamal Charlo, the brother of Jamel Charlo, is fighting Canelo Alvarez. The twin brother is fighting Canelo Alvarez next. I haven't heard that, you know. And looking at the performance, smash that like button as soon as you guys come in, y'all. Let's get these likes up. Smash that like button. And from the looks of things, a lot of people were disappointed in Jamel Charlo's, you know, production and Jamel Charlo's, you know, what we seen out of Jamel Charlo. I would love to see a Jamel Charlo versus Terrence Bud Crawford, to be honest. I would love to see that fight, you guys. You know, because we seen Jamel Charlo versus Canelo Alvarez, and we know who won that fight. We know who won that fight. This is Jamal Charlo right here. So, listen, man. If it's Jamal Charlo, I still think it's the same outcome. I'm still picking Canelo Alvarez to beat both brothers. Um, I just think he's on top of his game, man. I think with those two guys, I think Crawford's a different animal. You know, it's one thing to fight. It's one thing to be fighting. Um, it's one thing for Canelo Alvarez to be fighting Jamal Charlo, and it's another thing for Canelo Alvarez to be fighting Terrence Crawford. I feel like both guys go at their career completely different. I'm not taking anything away from Jamal Charlo or Jamel Charlo. Because Jamel Charlo trains his ass off, but sometimes these fighters get comfortable. And I'm not saying that, you know, Jamel Charlo or Jamal Charlo is getting comfortable. What the fuck was that, man? What was that, man? What type of performance was that, man? You can't tell me that was a performance that was worthy of a fucking, you know, fighting Canelo Alvarez. You showed us nothing, man. You barely won a round, to be honest. I mean, what did you do? I mean, you didn't do shit, you know? And that's why we're talking about guys like Terrence Crawford, at 147 pounds, fighting a super middleweight in Canelo Alvarez because we think that Terrence Crawford could do the unthinkable. Well, I do. And we think that Canelo Alvarez could be possibly slipping. We haven't seen any slippage in Terrence Crawford. Well, I haven't, anyways, so far, especially not after that Earl Spence fight. You know, we've seen people say we've seen slippage in Canelo Alvarez fighting Demetrius Bivol. Smash that like button, y'all. Come on, man. Let's get these likes up. If you got another account, smash it. You know what I mean? Let's just get them up. Let's get them up. Like that. Smash that like button. You already know what it is. But I mean, right now, you guys got to understand, man. Terrence Bud Crawford is a lot different than a lot of these fighters. You know, he's a champion through and through. You know, he lives the clean fighter's lifestyle. From what I see, he doesn't drink, he doesn't smoke. He's 100% athlete through and through. He goes to Colorado to get his win straight. And you guys got to understand, some of these champions out here, they're doing a lot of different things. You got Terrence Crawford spending most of his training camp in Colorado, some in Omaha, I've seen. Um, and then you got Archer Betterby, where he lives in Canada, but he'll go to Russia to get his win straight and to get a higher altitude in Russia and get all of that straight. And then he'll do a camp in Russia. Then he'll come back and do a split camp in Canada. So you guys gotta understand, man. These guys out here these days, man, are really changing the game. They're trying to try different training methods to help them get the edge on these other fighters, and it's working, man. Arthur Betterby completely ran through Colin Smith like I thought he would. And Terrence Crawford completely ran through Earl Spence. I did not think he was gonna do that, but he did do it though. I did think he was gonna win, but I didn't think he was gonna win in that fashion. I would be lying to tell you guys that I was predicting that round, that KO. No, I wasn't. I think if he would have got a KO, it would probably been a lot later, like 11 or 12. And I thought he could possibly win on the scorecards if he were to get a fair shake. But he didn't leave it into the scorecards. He didn't leave it into the judges' hands. Neither did Archer Betterby. These guys are doing, round the clock training. And, a lot of people in the boxing world respect guys like Archer Betterby and Terrence Crawford from sparring sessions. You guys got to understand some of these guys make their name in sparring sessions. You bring a fighter to a guy's gym, you want to see how good he is, you put him in, with like, a young Terrence Bud Crawford. You go to Omaha, you say you're good, and you're in the Nebraska area, or you're in the Omaha area. You say you're good. You're 140, 135, 147 pounds. You say you're good. I'm pretty sure you're gonna find a way to get that work with Terrence Bud Crawford. And the same goes for Archer Betterby. If you're in the Canada area and you're saying you're that good, you know what I'm saying? Eventually y'all are gonna cross paths, and I just feel like right now, man, two guys on top of the game is Arthur Betterbeef at 175 and Terrence Buck Crawford at 147. I'm not saying that Canelo isn't on the top of his game, but Canelo Alvarez right now, we've seen some slippage. That Demetrius Bivol fight wasn't a fluke, okay? That Floyd Money Mayweather, you know, that wasn't a fluke, you know. These are guys, smash that like button, you guys. These are guys that Canelo lost to. Okay. So if I'm a betting man and the odds are +2, +300, okay, I'm putting my money on Crawford if he's the underdog going into the fight and the odds are favoring, if the odds are, you know, if the odds are good and I feel like they're good enough odds, I will put money on Terrence Crawford. No problem. Shit, if the odds ain't even that good, I might still put money on Terrence Crawford. You know what I'm saying? The guy is that relentless. The guy is that good, man. Stop playing with Terrence Crawford. The guy's a menace. Y'all better start putting some respect on Terrence Crawford's name, man. And he trains his ass off, man. Not saying Canelo doesn't, but who's to say Canelo Alvarez is a 100% fighter through and through? I'm pretty sure he goes out. I'm pretty sure he, drinks every now and then. I'm not saying he does. I'm not saying he doesn't. But listen, man, he's got Modelo, a beer company, as a sponsor. I mean, I would. And what is he with Hennessy too? Listen, man. I don't listen, man. You know, he's Mexican. Not saying that all Mexicans drink because they don't, but come on, man. Let's just Canelo Alvarez. I'm pretty sure he parties from time to time. He's young. You know, but I don't know. He's got a family now too. He's got I believe he's got 2 or 3 kids, and you know, we'll see though. But I just right now I'm favoring Terrence Bud Crawford. Smash that like button, you guys. Let's get these likes all the way up. Let's get them up. Let's get them up. Let's get these likes up. But Terrence Bud Crawford at this time, you guys, I'm favoring him over Canelo Alvarez, man. I'm favoring Terrence Bud Crawford over Canelo Alvarez right now. I just think that Canelo Alvarez, like I've been saying, you know, he's fought Bivol, and then after that, I mean, what we supposed to get hype over you beating Jamel Charlo? We're supposed to be super hype and ecstatic that you beat a guy like that, you know? I mean, it doesn't, you know, Canelo beating Charlo, even if he beats Jamal Charlo or Jamel Charlo, it, you know, Crawford is a bigger risk than either Charlo, in my point of view. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, in Corey Lee Boxing's opinion, okay, Terrence Crawford, okay, versus Canelo Alvarez is a bigger threat than Jamal Charlo versus Canelo Alvarez. In my opinion, facts. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, you know, I ain't got shit to do with anybody else's YouTube channel, but my opinion, you know what I'm saying? Crawford versus Canelo or Jamal Charlo versus Canelo, you know, I'm picking Crawford Canelo all day. That's a fight that I want to see even more than Charlo. We've already seen Canelo fight one of the Charlos, and I know that they're different fighters. I understand that, you know, but that fight ain't going nowhere, man. If you know that fight will still be around, man. You know, I feel like, man, I would love to see Crawford versus Canelo. You know, is that effed up for me to want to see a welterweight versus a super middleweight? I don't know, man. I just think Crawford can do it, you know. But listen, man, I gotta run. I wanted to do a live stream. I'm gonna try to keep these live streams up all week long, around this time, so you guys can catch it late night live streams with Corey Lee Boxing. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you guys think Canelo Alvarez can beat Terrence Crawford, or can Terrence Crawford beat Canelo Alvarez? Let me know in the comment section. Please smash that like button. This is Corey Lee Boxing, and you've definitely been hit with another banger. Peace out, you guys.